Hello, YouTube. In its constitution, the world's most populous country is known as India and Bharat. Hindustan, land of the Hindus in Urdu, is another word for the country. The three names are used interchangeably officially and by the public. However, around the world, India is the most commonly used name. I will also use Bharat to preclude confusion, and you will see why. We know by now that Columbus was not the first to discover America. For centuries, claims from nations where the culture of navigation was developed went to explore new lands, including the American continents. And in the last few years, direct footprints have been discovered that lead from India right into the heart of the Maya culture of Central America. The scriptures of South India, or Bharat, mention the countries located south of India and their connection with the Vedic culture. I've done other videos about ancient Bharat and the Vedic civilization. I'm sure you'll find them interesting. But following these footsteps, the famous Indian Vedic architect Vaidyanatha Ganapati Sthapati traveled to Peru in the spring of the year 1995. You see, his ancestors built a large Shiva temple in Tadjor about 1,000 years ago, and he himself continued to build temples around the world in accordance with the ancient principles of Vedic architecture. Vaidyanatha Ganapati Sthapati, who lived between the years 1927 to 2011, was a Sthapati, temple architect and builder, and head of the College of Architecture and Sculpture in the Vastu Shastra tradition, ascribed to the sage Mamuni Mayan. Sthapati was born in 1927 to sculptor Vaidyanatha Sthapati and Velamal in Piliarpati, a village near Karaikudi, Tamil Nadu, India. I will skip, of course, most of his biography, but I want to say from the 1980s, Sthapati campaigned to restore and elevate the status of traditional Hindu architecture in modern Indian society by affiliating courses to the University of Madras and offering degree courses, bringing about a revival of Vastu Shastra. After retirement from the government service, he established the Vastu Vedic Trust and the Vastu Vedic Research Foundation, aimed at research, development, and globalization of Vastu Shastra. Sthapati had authored a number of books on the science and technology of Vastu Shastra and has conducted over 80 seminars. His critically acclaimed book, Building Architecture of Sthapatya Veda, attracted the attention of scholars, architects, and engineers of India, Bharat, and abroad. Studying all Sanskrit and Tamil scriptures on architecture led him to the idea that there is some ancient connection between the civilization of South America and Bharat. Sthapati studied the architecture of the Maya civilization for a long time and found interesting analogies with his native Bharat. In this context, we should mention the sensational Holmul frieze excavated by archaeologists in Guatemala. In the year 2013, archaeologists unearthed a monumental stucco frieze mural at the ancient Maya city of Holmul, Guatemala, located in the Petén region. This large painted frieze, decorated with red, blue, green, and yellow pigments, depicts deified rulers and was found on the exterior of the multi-room building. The frieze's discovery provides new insights into the political landscape of the ancient Maya world and suggests that the temple was commissioned by a vassal city of the powerful Snake Kingdom, centered in Salamkul. Here you can see the plot, which according to the Sthapati is based on the same geometric matrix as all ancient buildings in Bharat, where the so-called Vastu Purusha Mandala is used. but also its shape is identical to the South Indian Vimanas, temple domes, even in detail. Vastu Purusha Mandala is an abstract explanation of space and its qualities in its miniature form. It also means that this miniature space is the first manifested form from the unmanifested energy. Scientists say that the Vastu Purusha Mandala is a miniature diagram of the universe. Vastu Purusha is all-pervading and spreads throughout the quadratic form, and the limbs of his body are bent within the square. Take a look. I have some illustrations. The architect discovered other amazing similarities in Bharat and Native American dimensions. Dr. Sthapati found that the South Indian measure rule, yard, good about 33 inches, was used mainly in the Peruvian region of Quixo. Residential buildings were also constructed strictly according to the principles of Vastu, designed by the legendary demonic architect Maya Danava, a hero mentioned in Mahabharata, Rayamana, and the Puranas. For the explanation, look at my videos about ancient Bharat and the Vimanas. There are a number of them, and I think you will learn a few things because I've done a lot of research. Let's look at this character in a little more detail. Legends tell of Maya Danava, the great Asura and father of the demon Bala, who was known for his 96 types of magic. Maya Danava, the great leader of the demons, created 3 invisible cities for them. These cities, like giant airships, were made of gold, silver, and iron, and equipped with amazing gadgets. King used his thira, having taken refuge in these 3 fortresses. The commanders of the demons became inaccessible to the demigods. Invisible and burning with revenge, demons began to destroy all 3 worlds, the higher, middle, and the lower planets. He ruled over Tala and instructed magicians and sorcerers, thanks to the lands received from Shiva, Tripurari. Shiva, in order to protect the universe, once destroyed the 3 kingdoms of Maya Danava, but then, pleased with Asura's devotion, he endowed him with new lands. Under the protection of Shiva, the ruler of Tala felt protected from any deadly weapon. Maya Danava was also a talented artist and architect who created incredibly beautiful cities and elegantly decorated residential halls and pavilions for guests. The Srimad Bhagavatam also states that his works served as decorations not only for Tala, but also for the 6 other underground regions of Bila Svarga. The palaces were decorated with outlandish precious stones and were filled with luxury. All these buildings and cities of the 7 underground kingdoms, including Tala, were built in the image of the heavenly kingdoms with a great sense of style and according to a certain architectural science. So moving on, returning to the topic of the Bharat-America relations, Dr. Sthapati has found in his research that the areas, the location of doors and windows, the proportions, the shape of the roofs, the angles of the roofs, the diameter of the columns, the width of the walls, etc., in Maya buildings fully comply with the Vasati rules, which are still applied in 60% of all houses built in India today. It turns out that all the buildings and residential buildings of the Maya were also built strictly according to the principles of Vasati, developed by Maya Danava. With so many similarities between the 2 cultures, it's hard to believe in randomness as an explanation. And I'm citing also work of some of the Russian researchers dedicated to the study of India. and I'm thankful for their work, because there's not that many people that look for the connections between the two lands. In addition, the methods used by the Maya to erect their buildings and to process huge stones for temples and pyramids are identical to those still applied at the time by Dr. Sthapati. In the Tamil tradition, they have also been attributed to the authorship of Maya Danava in books about Vasati. How did all this knowledge about architecture and other elements of Vedic knowledge get to America? Did Maya Danava really travel from South Bharat to Peru? Or was he originally an outstanding representative of the Maya civilization and conversely came to India, Bharat from South America, to later become a great architect there? Well, this question can be answered only if we take into the account a certain mystical aura around the personality of the Danava. How did all this knowledge about architecture and other elements of Vedic knowledge get to America? According to the ancient Bharat text mentioned above, Maya Danava's influence on mankind lasted for 8,000 years. In Tamil legends, he is generally described as a being from another planetary system, endowed with all sorts of mystical abilities and an astronomical lifespan. Did the same Maya Danava work first as an architect in South Bharat and published Vedic texts, and subsequently contributed to the development of the Maya culture in Central America? After all, the name of the Asura Maya alone completely coincides with the name of the ancient Indian people who lived on the American continent. A coincidence? It is also very interesting to take a closer look at linguistic coincidences. Some researchers believe that even today there are a number of words in the Maya language that indicate a connection with Vedic culture. The Maya word Kultanlini refers to the divine power and bears a striking resemblance to the Sanskrit word Kundalini, which also refers to life force and the power of consciousness. The Sanskrit term yoga can also be found in the Maya word yohan, which means at the top of the truth. It is even more interesting to explore the connection between the Maya word Chilam Balam, which is the name of the temple room of the pyramid of Chichen Itza, and the name of the South Bharat temple of Chidam Baram. The Maya Danava Ashura is a legendary figure credited with creating the Maya calendar and contributing to the astronomical knowledge of these people, according to scientists in modern India. In the photo, two sculptures have many similarities, despite the fact that they were created at about the same time, but on different continents, about 500 to 600 Common Era. In Hindu mythology, Maya, also known as Maya Sura, is considered the ancient great king of the Asuras, Daityas, and Rakshasas. Asura Maya Danava is a character, again, who, according to modern scientists, created the Maya calendar and gave the people astronomical knowledge. As for the pyramid, it has the same plan as the South Indian or South Bharat temple. Both are based on a grid consisting of 8 by 8 squares. In Vasati, such a square grid is called Manduka Mandala or Frog Mandala. The center is formed by a square consisting of 4 squares, which corresponds to Brahmasthana, the place of Brahma. The divine energy is so strong in this place that it is not safe for people to stay there for a long time. Both in the Vasati temples and in the Maya pyramids, the most sacred place of the entire structure is located on this square. The Maya called this place Chilam Balam, which means the sacred room. This room is cubic and corresponds to the original shape mentioned in Vasati. At the same time, there is a Shiva temple in South India, of modern India, Bharat, where a sacred room or room of consciousness is worshipped. This immaculately proportioned temple is called Chidambaram, and it is one of the most famous Vasati temples in South India, next to Sri Rangam. The same concept of a sacred room or hall of consciousness was called again Chilambalam by the Maya, another really puzzling parallel. And in fact, all this is far from a complete list of footprints or traces of the presence of various aspects of Indian civilization on the territory of the American continents. For example, researchers believe that Buddhism also had a huge impact on pre-Columbian America. Professor F.W. Putnam found a sculpture in the jungles of Honduras that closely resembles Buddha. According to July 1901 issue of the American magazine Harper's Magazine, it was proved that 5 Buddhist monks reached Mexico through Alaska in ancient times. Well, all this is for another video, and I also urge you to watch my videos about discoveries in Mexico, in Yucatan, of ancient Sphinx. This is amazing. But there is a lot of this in my channel, and you can find it. You can just put in search words that you need to find, and it will come up. That's what I wanted to let you know today, and I'll bring you more stories about this interconnectedness of various ancient cultures and beings that gave knowledge to mankind, be it the Yellow Emperor in China or Bharat of today and Maya civilizations that I let you know today. So if you like my research, please kindly support me through the links you'll find in the description to this video. Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and make sure they notify you about the new videos. Thank you.